Do you like something warm and savory in the winter? I'm going to teach you how to make bone broth. I love bone broth for the reason it's warm and savory and it just coats my gut before I eat spicy kimchi. I also like it that it's so cost effective. And you know, when you're eating quality stuff, which is hugely important for your gut health, not only category of food, but the quality of food, it's so important for your gut health. So when you buy expensive meat or cut or bones, that you want to stretch it as far as you can. And that's one of the reasons why bone broth has been savored in thousands of years in human history. And bone broth is Korean staple. I have such good memory of growing up that my mother will make bone broth overnight. She'll just have it simmered over the stove overnight and very slowly. And in the morning, it's like bone milk. It becomes milky and white, full of nutrition. And that's the percolating sound. I wake up in the morning when it's cold outside, and I have such fond memory of that. And it's rich in nutrition, and it has calcium, protein, and great for your skin, and great for healing your gut and lowering inflammation in the body, which will help you in return to get clear skin, reduce joint and muscle pains, and of course, help your digestion. So this is usually the first thing that I break fasting, breakfast, right? So I usually have a cup or two in the morning, around like 9 a.m. and just get my day started with bone broth. So I'm gonna show you how to make very, very simple bone broth. So the key is use whatever bones you have. I've read a lot of articles and people ask me that a lot of people think you have to have use ox bone or pork bone. That's not true. You can make bone broth with anything, any bones really, even fish bones. Fish bone broth is very delicious, as a matter of fact. The easiest one you can start now is maybe chicken, or even turkey. If you had leftover turkey with a lot of bones in it, that'll be excellent. So add bones in the water, and you wanna have water maybe about 3-4 cups. Let's say more than that, 5-6, depending on how much bones you got. You wanna submerge the bones under the water. And you start on high heat and bring it to a boil. When it boils hard, bring it to simmer. So make sure when you put it on simmer, you don't forget you got the puppy on the stove, so you don't burn the stove down, burn it down. But let it simmer for a long time at low heat with some sea salt in it. You can add sea salt in the pot, or you can add it when you drink it, salt to your taste. So it's really up to you. That's an option there. So, and if you decide to add sea salt, just add a little in the pot, add a shy amount, so you can always add more when you drink it. So stay on the shy side if you're uncertain. So let's say if it's 6 cups of water, let's say start with maybe 1 teaspoon. So start with a shy amount of salt. You can always add more water, each add salt, but it's really hard to subtract salt. You can always add more water there, right? See the balance act there? So you can do that. And put it on low heat for a long time. Sometimes I work in my office and I set it up on low or medium low at like 9 a.m. and I forget about it until I have lunch, until like 1 p.m. But check on it regularly. Set your reminder every 30 minutes to an hour, especially if you're new to it. See how much volume of water gets reduced as it boils, because the idea here is that you want to create something, make bone broth that enriches your body without burning your house, right? So be mindful of that. But I know some of you are getting maybe a little scared to leave the stove on, but if you're working from home, just simply set a reminder every 30 minutes or an hour. That's also a good exercise for you. Get up from the desk and walk to the kitchen. So that's a great built-in exercise, because we are not designed to sit at the desk and being stagnant for hours on end. So it's very important to just get up every 30 minutes or so, move your body. That's gonna make your muscles just strong. That's gonna make your bones strong. Well, that's gonna help your gut health too, because what? Movement helps the digestion, right? You cannot expect to have great digestion if you're laying on the couch all the time. That just doesn't work that way. We're animals. We're born to move around. Animated, right? So use that. So that's that simple. And you don't have to refrigerate it. I know, you're freaking out, but believe me, I was born and raised in Korea. My mother and my grandmother never put bone broth in the refrigerator for 3 months or longer in the wintertime. When it's cold outside, the house temp was, well, we didn't keep it as warm back then. So it was probably chilly, maybe 65 or lower. I'm talking about Fahrenheit here. So, but one thing you want to do is you want to make sure you boil it hard every day. We put it on high heat. And when it comes to boiling vigorously, that's when it kills the bad bacteria that might harm you. That's how you can keep food at room temp outside for a long time. Mind blowing, right? Our ancestors have lived that way for thousands of years without refrigeration. So that's the wisdom that's built into us. So, all right. So that's how you have bone broth, and that's how to make bone broth 101. So try that. And when you try this, of course, you'll not eat another superfood because you're having bone broth. So make kimchi, which you can find at when you download top 3 Korean anti-inflammatory recipes for gut health. This has been the healthy recipes are vital for your health. It's essential for your body to lower inflammation in the body and heal your gut. And what does healthy gut do? Well, it shows on your skin, clear skin, improved digestion, less joint and muscle pains, and you don't have heartburn no more. Like, think about all that. You actually have energy when your digestion is good. Just think about the day that you didn't sleep well because you got heartburn, and like when you wake up in the morning, well, you just feel awful, right? I've been there many times. So this is how you can heal your gut, and I'm gonna share more recipes and health tips. So make sure you sign up and sign up my newsletter at 𝗒𝗟𝗏𝗖𝗏.com and download top 3 Korean anti-inflammatory recipes for gut health. So try this simple bone broth and start with the bones that you have, whatever you got. Just use that. Let that baby simmer and get all the goodies come out of the bone that becomes a drinkable bone milk for you. It's gonna be savory and warm and still be so good. So try that and let me know how it goes. And I'll see you next time.